Stop for just a second, right now. In the middle of all this noise that life throws at you every single day, just stop and listen to the silence. Really listen to it. Because I want you to ask yourself something you've probably wondered about but never really put into words. Why do some songs hit you so deep that you feel them in your chest, in your bones, like they were written specifically for you? And why do other songs just sound like noise, like meaningless static that doesn't touch you at all? There's a reason for that, and you're about to find out what it is. Close your eyes for a moment. I'm serious. Actually, close them. And imagine this. You're walking through the marble corridors of an ancient temple, a place that's been standing for thousands of years. The walls around you are smooth and cold, and with every step you take, you hear echoes. These aren't just regular echoes, they're vibrations, sound waves that seem to wrap around you. They move through you. And as you walk deeper into this temple, you start to feel something you can't quite explain. It's like the air itself is alive with frequency. And then you see them, right there in front of you. 5 bells. 5 mysterious, ancient bells. Each one is different. Each one is glowing with its own unique energy. There's a bronze bell, heavy, grounded, solid. There's a crystal bell, clear, sharp, pure. There's a silver bell, soft, mysterious, intuitive. There's a copper bell, warm, vibrant, alive with fire. And there's a gold bell, radiant, rare, almost otherworldly. These aren't just pieces of metal. They're not just objects sitting there. These bells are energy codes. They're frequencies that are already vibrating inside you, inside your inner world, inside your soul. Because here's what most people don't understand. Sound is the oldest language of the universe. It's older than words, older than symbols, older than anything we can see or touch. Sound is how the universe speaks. And these 5 bells, they're speaking directly to you right now.
The ancient secret of sound. Look, the mystics from thousands of years ago knew something that we're only just starting to remember. They understood that everything in existence is vibration. Everything. The stones beneath your feet, the trees swaying in the wind, the planets spinning through space, even your thoughts, even the emotions you're feeling right now, all of it vibrates at a specific frequency. Nothing is still. Nothing is silent. Everything hums with energy. Pythagoras, the ancient Greek philosopher, he said that numbers and sounds are the fundamental building blocks of the universe. He wasn't just talking theory. He believed it with everything he had. The yogis in India, they discovered that every chakra in your body carries its own unique sound frequency. Each energy center has a tone, a vibration. And when that vibration is off, you feel it. You feel sick. You feel disconnected. You feel lost. The Tibetan monks, they knew this too. They used singing bowls and bells to heal people, not with medicine, not with surgery, with sound, with pure vibration, because they understood that sound isn't just something you hear, it's something you feel. It's a force, a power that moves through you and changes you from the inside out. Every frequency opens a different door in your body and in your soul. Some sounds calm you down instantly. They slow your heartbeat. They ease your mind. Other sounds energize you. They wake you up. They make you want to move, to dance, to create. Some sounds bring back old memories you thought you'd forgotten, a song from your childhood, a voice from your past. And some sounds make you dream about a future you haven't even lived yet. They give you visions, they give you hope, they make you feel like anything is possible. The 5 bells you're about to encounter in this test, the bronze bell, the crystal bell, the silver bell, the copper bell, and the gold bell, they each represent a different state of your soul, a different frequency, a different energy. And the bell you choose isn't random. It's not a coincidence. It's your inner frequency calling out to the one that matches it. Because right now, in this very moment, one of these frequencies is dominant inside you. One of these bells is ringing louder than all the others. And when you choose it, you're not just picking a symbol. You're revealing what your soul needs right now, what frequency you need to tune into, what energy you need to balance. So take a deep breath, clear your mind, and feel which bell is calling your name. Because the bell you choose is going to show you exactly where your soul is right now and what frequency you need to find your way back to harmony.
Why do some sounds touch us so deeply? Have you ever noticed this? You're listening to a song and the very first note hits you, and suddenly you're crying. You don't even know why. The tears just come. Or you hear a certain sound and instantly you feel uncomfortable, anxious, like something's wrong, like you need to get away from it. This isn't random. This isn't coincidence. There's a reason this happens, and it's way deeper than you think. Every sound carries a memory. Scientists have discovered that our brains don't just process sounds as information, they link them to emotional experiences. They attach feelings to frequencies. Think about it. When a baby is in the womb, before they can see anything, before they can touch anything, the very first thing they hear is their mother's heartbeat. That steady rhythm, that constant pulse. And that's why we're naturally drawn to calm, steady rhythms our entire lives. It's hardwired into us from before we were even born. It's in our DNA. But this goes beyond biology. There's a spiritual dimension to this that ancient teachings have been talking about for thousands of years. They say that every human being is born with a specific soul frequency. Think of it like your natural vibration speed, your energetic signature. And throughout your life, everything you experience affects this frequency. The traumas you go through, the moments of pure joy, the losses that break your heart, the victories that lift you up, all of it impacts your frequency. Sometimes it rises, sometimes it drops. And when you feel out of sync with life, when nothing feels right, when you feel like you don't belong anywhere, it's because you've drifted away from your natural frequency. You're vibrating at a different speed than your true self. These 5 bells represent 5 different frequency families. The bronze bell symbolizes grounding, being rooted, stable. The crystal bell represents clarity, seeing things as they really are. The silver bell is intuition, that inner knowing. The copper bell is passion, fire, desire. And the gold bell is enlightenment, awakening, transformation. Whichever one you choose, that choice is going to whisper a deep truth to you about your current spiritual state, about where you are right now in your journey. So don't rush this. Listen to the voice inside you. And when you're ready, choose your bell.
The bronze bell, the earth frequency. If you chose the bronze bell, your soul is reaching for roots right now. It's trying to grab onto something solid, something real,
something that won't disappear. Bronze is the oldest metal that humans ever worked with. Throughout all of human history, it's been the symbol of strength, durability, and permanence. Things that last, things that don't break. The vibration of this bell is deep. It's heavy. It resonates. It's like that powerful drum beat you feel in your chest, that boom that moves through your whole body. Here's what this bell is telling you. You're missing stability in your life right now. Maybe a lot has changed recently. Maybe you moved to a new place. Maybe you switched jobs. Maybe an important relationship ended. Or maybe nothing changed at all on the outside, but inside you feel this emptiness, this void. Like your feet aren't touching the ground. Like everything is temporary, uncertain, unsafe. You can't trust anything to stay. And this feeling is exhausting you. It's draining your energy. Because deep down, you're a soul that craves stability. You need to know that something in your life is solid, that something will still be there tomorrow. But here's the crucial truth you need to understand. Stability doesn't come from outside. It doesn't come from a job. It doesn't come from a house. It doesn't come from another person. The bronze bell is telling you this. Security is created within yourself. It's about the relationship you build with your own existence, with your own being. The moment you learn to trust yourself, truly trust yourself, the outside world can shake all it wants and you'll stay steady. You'll stay grounded because your foundation isn't out there, it's in here, inside you. Here's my advice. Create routines, small ones, daily ones, repetitive actions that anchor you. Wake up at the same time every morning. Meditate for just a few minutes every evening. Make something with your hands. Touch the earth. Walk barefoot on grass. These are rituals that will tune you back to your frequency. They'll bring you back to center, because the secret of the bronze bell is this. Power isn't in the flashy moments. It's not in the big dramatic gestures. Power is in consistency. The more consistent you are, the more life responds to you with consistency. You become unshakable.
The crystal bell, the clarity frequency. If you chose the crystal bell, your mind is lost in a maze right now. Crystal is the purest substance. It breaks light apart. It splits it into all its colors. It shows you everything clearly, honestly, without filters. The sound of this bell is sharp. It's clear. Its vibration is high. It's almost painfully honest when you really listen to it. It cuts through everything. Here's what this bell means for you. Your head is a mess. There's too much information coming at you from every direction. Too many choices, too many voices, too many opinions. Everyone is telling you something different. Social media is saying one thing, your family is saying another, your friends are saying something else, and you're stuck in the middle, trying to figure out which one is right, which path to take, which voice to trust. Maybe you have to make a decision right now, an important one. But every time you look in a different direction, you see a different road, a different possibility. And this uncertainty is eating you alive. It's consuming your energy. Because deep down, you're a soul that needs clarity. You need to see things clearly. You need to know what's real and what's not. Here's what the crystal bell is teaching you. Real clarity is born from silence. When you shut out all the external noise, all those voices from the outside world, that's when your inner voice starts to speak. And that voice, your own inner voice, is your most honest guide. It's the only one that truly knows what's right for you. But to hear it, you need a digital detox. Just one day. Turn off your phone, don't read the news, don't scroll through social media, don't check your messages, just be with yourself. Go for a walk, write in a journal, think. Sit in silence and watch how your mind begins to settle, how the water becomes still, how you start to see clearly again. Here's my advice. When you're making a decision, don't ask for other people's opinions. Ask your own feelings. Ask yourself this question: how does this make me feel? That question is way more powerful than asking, is this logical? Is this the smart choice? Because your feelings don't lie. Your mind can trick you. Other people can mislead you. But your true feelings, they always tell you the truth. The secret of the crystal bell is this: clarity isn't found in more information. It's found in simplicity. The less noise there is, the brighter the truth shines. But what if the bell you chose actually reveals your greatest fear? You'll understand the answer to this question once you've learned the secrets of all the bells.
The silver bell, the intuition frequency. If you chose the silver bell, your soul is communicating with the invisible right now. Silver is the metal of the moon. In ancient cultures, it represented feminine energy, intuition, and hidden knowledge. The things you can't see, but you know are there. The sound of this bell is soft but mysterious. Its echo lasts a long time. It lingers in the air like it's coming from another dimension, like it doesn't belong to this world. Here's the message this bell has for you. Things are happening in your life that you can't explain. Maybe you're seeing signs in your dreams, symbols that keep repeating. Maybe you think about someone and then suddenly they text you, out of nowhere. Maybe you get a feeling in your gut before you go somewhere, a voice inside that says don't go, and then something bad actually happens. You dodged it. These aren't coincidences. These aren't random events. These are signals from your intuitive capacity. Your soul is speaking to you, but you don't trust it. You ignore it because your logical mind tells you it's nonsense. It tells you you're being irrational, that you're imagining things. Here's the truth the silver bell is reminding you of. Logic can't explain everything. Some knowledge doesn't come through your brain. It comes through your heart, through your gut, through something deeper. Ancient shamans called this the language of the spirit. That quiet knowing inside you is actually your most reliable compass. It never lies to you. It's always trying to guide you. But to hear it, you have to let go of your mind's control. You have to stop trying to rationalize everything. You have to trust what you feel even when it doesn't make sense. Here's my advice. Keep a journal. But don't just write your thoughts. Write your feelings too. Write sentences like, "Today I felt this, but I don't know why. I had this strange sense about that person. I got this weird vibe from that place." Write it all down. Don't judge it. Don't analyze it. Just record it. And over time, you're going to see something incredible. Those reasonless feelings you had, they were actually messengers from the future. They were warnings. They were guidance. They were your soul trying to protect you and lead you.
The secret of the silver bell is this: intuition is a whisper from the future. To hear it, you need to free yourself from the noise of the past. But what if your intuition is leading you astray? What if the voice inside you is actually the voice of fear? You will find out how to make this distinction in the message of the last bell.
The copper bell, the passion frequency. If you chose the copper bell, your soul is dancing with fire right now. Copper is the most conductive metal there is. It carries energy fast. It heats up. It glows. It comes alive. The sound of this bell is warm. It's vibrant. It's almost like a call, like it's summoning something inside you that's been asleep for too long. Here's what this bell means for you. There's a fire inside you that's been put out. Maybe you used to be a really passionate person. You had this energy, this drive. You were deeply invested in something, a hobby, a love, a dream, a vision for your life. You gave yourself completely to it. But over time, that fire went out. Maybe you got disappointed. Maybe things didn't work out the way you hoped. Maybe people told you to be realistic, to grow up, to stop dreaming. Maybe you just got tired and gave up. And now your life feels routine, boring, meaningless, like you're just going through the motions. Waking up, going to work, coming home, repeating. And deep down, you're dying inside because you're a soul that needs passion. You need something to care about, something that makes you feel alive. Living without passion is like breathing without air. You're surviving, but you're not really living. Here's what the copper bell is whispering to you. It's time to reignite that fire. But this time, do it differently. Do it more consciously, more maturely. Because young passion burns fast and dies fast. It's all intensity and no sustainability. But mature passion burns slow and steady. It lasts. It endures. It doesn't consume you. It fuels you. Here's my advice. Ask yourself this question. What activity made me lose track of time? When did hours pass and I didn't even notice? What was I doing when I felt most like myself? That's where your passion lives. Maybe it's music. Maybe it's writing. Maybe it's dancing. Maybe it's cooking. Maybe it's just walking in nature. Whatever it is, go back to it. Don't make excuses. Don't say you don't have time. Start with just 15 minutes a day. That's all. 15 minutes. Because the secret of the copper bell is this. Passion doesn't come back through big, dramatic moves. It comes back through small, daily rituals. Add a little fire every day, and soon enough, your whole life will be burning bright again. But be careful. Passion can sometimes turn into addiction. To understand the difference between them, you need the wisdom of the last bell.
The gold bell, the enlightenment frequency. If you chose the gold bell, your soul is standing at the edge of a transformation. Gold is the noblest metal. It never rusts, it never corrodes, it never loses its shine. For alchemists, it was the ultimate goal, the final destination. Because gold represents matter in its highest form. The sound of this bell is rare. You don't hear it often. It's high. It's delicate. It's almost like it's coming from another realm, another dimension entirely. Here's the sacred message this bell has for you. You're not the same person you used to be. You might not even realize it yet, but something has shifted inside you recently. Maybe you went through a crisis, a loss, a betrayal, a breakdown, or maybe it was just deep exhaustion, a moment where you hit rock bottom. But that experience didn't destroy you. It transformed you. It changed you at a fundamental level. And now when you look at your old life, your old habits, your old relationships, you feel like a stranger. Your old friends seem shallow. The conversations feel empty. Your old routines feel meaningless. Your old goals feel hollow. And you don't understand why. You wonder if something's wrong with you, but nothing's wrong. You've shifted to a different frequency. Here's the truth the gold bell is telling you. This loneliness you're feeling is actually a sign of elevation. You feel alone because you're no longer in harmony with your old vibrations. You've outgrown them, but you haven't found the people on your new frequency yet. You're in between worlds right now. And this transition period is hard. It's uncomfortable. It's isolating. But it's necessary. It's part of the process. You can't skip it. Here's my advice. Be patient with yourself. Don't force yourself to fit back into your old circles. Don't pretend to be who you used to be just to make others comfortable. Moving away from them might hurt. It might feel like you're losing everything. But this is the pain of the butterfly leaving the cocoon. It has to happen. New people are coming. New opportunities are coming. A whole new life is waiting for you. You just have to stop broadcasting the signals of your old frequency. The secret of the gold bell is this. Enlightenment isn't loneliness. It's a new kind of belonging. But that belonging only comes after you let go of your old identity, after you release who you thought you were and embrace who you're becoming. And now, the most important question. What if all 5 bells are actually within you? What if they are all ringing at once? What then? You will learn the answer now.
5 bells, 1 symphony. Here's the deepest secret of all. You're not just one bell. You're the symphony of all 5 bells. The strength of bronze, the clarity of crystal, the intuition of silver, the passion of copper, and the wisdom of gold. All of them exist inside you, every single one. But in different seasons of your life, different bells ring louder. Sometimes you need grounding. You need to feel stable and secure. That's when the bronze bell rings. Sometimes you need clarity. You need to cut through the confusion and see what's real. That's when the crystal bell rings. Sometimes you need to trust your gut, to follow that inner knowing even when it doesn't make logical sense. That's when the silver bell rings. Sometimes you need fire. You need to feel alive again. You need something to care about. That's when the copper bell rings. And sometimes you just need to let go, to surrender, to trust the process of transformation. That's when the gold bell rings. The whole point is to hear which bell is ringing for you right now, in this moment. The bell you chose, that was your dominant frequency today. But remember, frequencies change. Life is dynamic. It's not static. Just because you chose the bronze bell today doesn't mean you won't need crystal tomorrow. Just because you're craving passion now doesn't mean you won't need grounding next month. Each bell is a tool, an instrument, and you are the composer of your own symphony. You decide which notes to play and when to play them. Here's my advice. Take this test again in 6 months, in a year, and see which bell calls to you then. Because this is a map of your evolution. The bells that ring often, those are your natural vibration zones, the frequencies you're most comfortable with. The bells that never ring, those are the frequencies you need to develop, the areas where you need growth. Balance comes when you can play all of them in harmony, when you know which bell to ring at which moment. That's mastery. That's wisdom. That's living in tune with your soul.
The power of sound. Create your own frequency. Now take a deep breath and realize something. Throughout this entire test, you were only listening to yourself. The bells were just a tool, a mirror. The real sound was always inside you. Ancient teachings tell us that the universe began with a sound wave, that first vibration. They call it Om, the primordial sound. And that vibration is still going, still echoing through everything, through the stars, through the oceans, through you. You are part of that original sound. Your voice is a unique note in the symphony of the universe. Nobody else can make that sound the way you do. Nobody. And the purpose of your life is to express that note in its purest, most powerful, most authentic form. But to do that, you first need to know your own frequency. You need to understand what sounds lift you up and what sounds bring you down. What music makes you cry? What silence brings you peace? What voices make you feel safe? What noises make you anxious? These aren't random. These are clues. They're breadcrumbs leading you back to your soul's language, your energetic signature. Here's my advice. Create a playlist, but not just any playlist. Not the popular songs everyone's listening to, not the trending tracks. Create a playlist of sounds that affect you deeply, sounds that make you feel like yourself. Maybe it's a specific instrument. Maybe it's nature sounds, rain, ocean waves, birds singing. Maybe it's a song that reminds you of who you really are. And every single day, at least once, listen to that playlist, because this is going to be your soul's daily meditation. Every time you listen, you're tuning back to your own frequency. You're realigning with your true self. And over time, you're going to notice something amazing. Your life starts to align with that frequency too. The universe responds to the vibration you are putting out. Whatever frequency you broadcast, that's the frequency you attract. If you emit chaos, you get chaos back. If you emit peace, you get peace back. If you emit love, you get love back. It's that simple. You are the tuning fork, and everything around you resonates with the sound you make.
The final breath, the secret of the bell. And now everything comes together. The bronze bell taught you grounding. The crystal bell showed you clarity. The silver bell reminded you of your intuition. The copper bell awakened your passion. The gold bell announced your transformation. But beyond all of them, the deepest lesson is this. You're not a bell. You're the hand that rings the bell. You're not the frequency. You are frequency itself. And you can ring any tone you want, any rhythm you want, any time you want.
No external force controls your sound. Only you are the master of your own vibration. Look at your life again, but this time, don't see it as a problem that needs fixing. See it as a symphony in progress. Every challenge is a note. Every moment of joy is a melody. Every loss is a silence, and all of it together creates your unique music. That music might not be finished yet. Maybe some notes were played wrong. Maybe some melodies were left incomplete. But that's the beautiful part. The symphony isn't over. You're still playing, and every new day is a chance to add a new note, a new phrase, a new movement. So don't be afraid. Don't fear playing the wrong note. Don't fear holding the wrong rhythm. Don't fear tuning to the wrong frequency. Because in music, there's no such thing as wrong. There are only different tones, different expressions. And sometimes the most beautiful melodies are born from the most unexpected notes, the ones that break the rules, the ones that surprise you. Here's my final advice. Ring your bell. Whatever bell it is, whatever frequency it carries, ring it. Let your sound be heard, because silence might feel safe, but it's actually the greatest loss. The world is waiting to hear your sound, and you were born to make that sound. So pick up your bell, take a breath, and ring it loud, because the real power was never in the bell you chose. It was in the courage to ring it, and that courage has always been inside you. You just needed to remember.